Welcome to Othership Learn and Breathe. First, we're going to dive into some breathwork knowledge, and then buckle up as we're going to put it to practice with a session from our app. You can always skip ahead to the session itself. And if you like what we're putting out there, then don't forget to give us a follow and subscribe. Thank you, and have an awesome journey.
What can you expect to happen in your body and mind when doing breathwork? A lot. When we engage in this upregulated style of breathing, we are first and foremost activating the sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight response. This can cause a cascade of physiological changes in the body and mind to occur.
Yeah, the most important thing to note here is that we are doing it consciously, under our own will and with our full attention. And so as such, we can just fully dive into it. We can surrender to it and allow for these pathways to help us deal with stress to be activated. We're taking control of our nervous system, and through our nervous system, through our entire being, our entire experience, by pressing on the gas full throttle into the sympathetic so that we can fully come back into the relaxed states for the rest of the day.
So what can happen to the body physically when breathing in this rapid, intense way? Well, it can cause a fluctuation in your body temperature, so it's really common to feel really hot or cold. You can have visualizations occurring, auditory hallucinations. You may also experience some tingling in your fingers and toes, even your legs. And you may also experience this thing called tetany, which is a clawing up of the hand or mouth. So don't be surprised if when you're doing breath work, your hands literally come off the ground, mine used to, and my mouth just full circle.
It's pretty funny when that happens, but it's completely normal. And all these sensations, just realize that all these sensations are normal, and they will you'll fully return back to normal as soon as the session is ended, or if you bring your pace of breath back to a normal pace. We encourage for you to notice whatever sensations that do arise, and in fact, even to lean into them. What we experience it's like a direct feedback from the body and the mind as to where we need to go, what we need to experience, and what we need to focus on so as to get the most out of this experience, to get the most release and the most in touch with your higher self.
So then mentally, upregulated breathing has the potential to bring about intense feelings, a lot of emotion. And what's happening is that you're depleting your brain of oxygen for a short period of time. And when this happens, it shuts down this prefrontal cortex, the analytical thinking part of the brain, the default mode network. It just is quieted.
Yeah, so that's the ego mind. The ego is quieted. The ego, which is that constantly chattering mind, which is really just the tip of the iceberg to the complexity that is us, our subconscious, our unconscious, even our superconscious, our higher selves. When the thinking mind is quieted, we have access to these states that we're unable to access, and we can release these deeply stored emotions and traumas that we don't take the time, that we can't even access or process during normal waking states of consciousness. So that's how this style of breathwork is so powerful, is we can access these states, subconscious, unconscious, superconscious.
And so for the emotions that do come up, treat them all the same. Joy, passion, fear, anxiety, anger. Let them process. Do not put up any blocks. So for fear, anxiety, or any other negative feelings that come up, this is good. You're heading in the right direction. New things are about to happen. You're opening this field of possibilities. And usually that's when a breakthrough is about to happen. Those negative feelings are just, like Harry said, that ego mind. It's trying to dip back in, it's trying to control you, and it's just trying to process all of this through the body.
Yeah, you're also accessing your higher state, like we said, so it's not uncommon for you to experience these really ethereal, abstract, heightened, and enlightened states of consciousness. It's often common that you feel this feeling of universal connection with yourself, with other people, with everything within this universe. You can also dive deep into past experiences, dive into your childhood. People also experience having access to previous lives. So you can have these really expansive states. So don't be freaked out if that happens as well.
And through this, we're moving around a lot of energy. So much so that we suppress a lot of this energy. And breathwork has the capability to conjure up this energy physically, mentally, emotionally, that we can experience and release this energy in real time.
Yeah, some of the best ways to release these energies through the breath work. I mean, you're doing the breath work, then you get super primed to release. And so some of the best ways to release once these energies have been conjured up is through movement. So don't be surprised, like you're going to be doing the breath work on your back, but sometimes you might feel called to bring about some movement, wave your arms around, kneel up, stretch, whatever way it just feels right to move, even if it feels really weird. If you've never done this movement before, it's one of the best ways to release these energies that you're conjuring up through the breath. Also sound. Whatever sound that you feel called to release in that moment is the sound that you should release. So don't put too much thought into it. Whatever the sound is, if you feel called to release, then that is what you should be doing.
So when this egoic mind quiets, your higher self guides the journey, allowing for you to experience, release, and journey into exactly what you're meant to. So the underlying message here is to surrender. Surrender to what arises. Know this entire process is safe. It's been researched, it's been tested. Whatever you're feeling, it's okay to feel. And know that when you return your breath back to normal, all this is going to return back to normal. You're going to go back to this normal state and continue to dive and process into everything that you just went through. It's a very, very powerful experience.
It is, yeah. And one other thing is just to know that every single experience is different from person to person. Even from one person, from experience to experience, you'll have a different journey every time. So you're really guided by that inner intelligence. Once the egoic mind quietens, you are guided to go deeper into the experience that you were meant to have.
There are some contraindications to be aware of, so I'm just going to list them off. Please do not perform breathwork while pregnant. Some of the styles and breath holds are dangerous for mother and baby. Check with your doctor before you start a breathwork practice if you have a history of any of the following: high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, including prior heart attacks, aneurysms, a history of strokes or seizures, if you're taking anti-clotting meds, if you have a history of epilepsy, detached retina, glaucoma. If you have asthma, we recommend having an inhaler with you. And breathwork actually can in fact help with asthma, but oftentimes the symptoms of asthma are amplified before they might be mitigated. Also, priorly diagnosed by a healthcare professional for schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. If you've been hospitalized for psychiatric conditions or emotional crisis in the past 10 years, or have attempted suicide or a complete nervous breakdown, please talk to your doctor. Also, people that have had PTSD, if you have PTSD, if you're still in PTSD, speak with your doctor before, but breathwork actually is very powerful. It can really help for people with PTSD.
Awesome, thanks Mandy. So just as a summary, so much is happening physiologically within the body and the mind, so much can arise. The number one thing to remember is just to surrender to what you are experiencing. Lean into the sensations that arise. Treat all the sensations and emotions the same. If you resist something, you're just pushing it back into your body. You're not allowing for yourself to have the full experience that you're meant to. And just let go of expectation. Every journey is different. Let yourself be surprised with what arises. And yeah, that about sums it up. A lot happens. Go deep, surrender, breathe heavy. It's an amazing journey.
All right. Welcome to your metta breathwork, loving kindness breathwork, where we will be producing a specific state of mind to cultivate that loving kindness for ourselves and for others, to make this state as vivid as possible, to really feel it, so as to rewrite some of the emotional software that we have encoded within us, to change our default attitude from one of judgment and separateness to loving kindness and togetherness. Let's breathe into that, starting off with a 4-count breath in and out through the mouth. Into 1, in 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, out, in, and out, continuing at this pace. Pick it up, double time. breath. Let's supercharge, pick it up double time just for a little bit. Here we go. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Getting ready for that big, fresh breath of life. In 2, 1, take it in. And let it go. In this state of stillness, call to mind someone for who you feel a deep, unconditional love. And bring to mind some thoughts like, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you be free of fear. May your hopes for this life be realized. Connect to the feeling, the emotional import of these thoughts. Feel it in your heart. And getting ready to take a big breath in, supercharging these intentions. In 3, 2, 1, and take it in. Holding and releasing that intention outward. Let it go. Holding on empty for just a moment before we continue breathing. And you're going to breathe in that same vein, breathing in, charging up that intention, feeling it, and breathing out, sending that emotion, sending that intention into the heart of this person for who you feel deep love towards. So breathing with me, 4-count breath. In 3, 2, 1, and in 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, and out. Keeping your focus on this person that you love unconditionally, and breathing in that intention of loving kindness for them, and breathing it out to them, into the world. Picking it up double time in 3, 2, 1, and in, out, in, out. May you be free from suffering. May you be happy. May your hopes for this life be realized. May you be at peace. Think of this person. Getting ready for double time once again. In 3, 2, 1, and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Imagine what this person would look like on the best day of their lives and wish it for them with your breath. We're going to breathe this in a big breath. Here we go. Take it in. All the way in. All the way up. And letting it go. Now that same practice of loving kindness, but shift your attention towards someone for who you feel neutral towards. A stranger, acquaintance, someone who you pass by on the street, someone who works at a store that you visit frequently, the first person that comes to the mind, and send them the same thoughts. May you be free from suffering. May you be happy, or however else you can cultivate this feeling of unconditional love and kindness. And feel it. Feel the emotional connection. Feel what it feels like to wish this person well. And realize you really do want for this person to be happy. You have this within you. Feel yourself expanding in the light of this emotion, loving kindness. And again, we'll be breathing into this feeling, supercharging it with our breath. Here we go. Take it in, all the way in, all the way intention. 2 count. Here we go. In, 2, out, 2, in, out, in, out, in, out. Think of their face. Think of them smiling. Let that bring a smile to your face. You really do want for this person to be happy. You really do. If you could give them this feeling of peace, of joy, of happiness, you would, wouldn't you? So feel this feeling in your heart and let it expand throughout your body as you breathe into it. And let's pick it up double time. Here we go. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Focusing on the feeling of loving kindness towards this stranger. Bringing them peace and in the process bringing you peace. Bringing them joy and in the process bringing you joy. Bring a smile to your face as we take a big breath in 3, 2, 1, and take it in, all the way in, all the way up, supercharging this intention, and releasing it out there. In this next hold, bring to mind everyone living in the same city or town that you are situated in right now. Cultivate those same intentions, that same feeling of loving kindness. May you all be happy. May you all be free from suffering, free from physical pain. May you feel love. May you feel sense of belonging, sense of fulfillment in your life. Feel it in your heart. Feel it in your body. As we breathe life into it. Here we go. Take it in. Hold. And releasing it out to everyone. And holding. Feel it. Here we go again. Big breath in. Fueling up your intention of goodwill and sending it out to them now. Let's do this again, cultivating this feeling. Here we go. Big breath in. Hold. And let it go. And holding on empty for just a little while here. And in this stillness, connecting to what it feels like to wish these people well. How does it feel? Where do you feel it? Feel it in your heart. Feel the expansiveness that it gives you. And breathing right into that feeling, 2 count breath. 3, 2, 1, and in, 2, out, 2, in, out, in, out, in, out. Letting this feeling radiate outwards from your body. Let this feeling blanket the surface of the entire earth. Your feeling of good intention, of goodwill for all sentient beings in this life. You really do want for them to be happy, don't you? You really want for their suffering to cease. And realize that if you had the powers to do so, you would in an instant. This is you. This is your truth. Feel that. Breathe into it. Let this feeling of goodwill radiate outwards. Let it pervade throughout the entire universe. May you be happy. Thank you. Supercharging this intention of good faith. Here we go. Take it in. All the way in. All the way up. Squeeze it. Squeeze it all to your head. Supercharging. And let it go. Alright, you did it. This last hold on empty. I want you to cultivate that same feeling of loving kindness towards yourself. Because don't you deserve it most of all? Feel that love that you felt for others towards yourself. May you be happy. Feel that happiness. Let that smile grow inside your heart. Put that smile literally on your face. May you be happy. Let it radiate outwards. May you be free from suffering. Think of all you've been through. From a little baby to a child, growing into this world. All the hardships you've been through, all the pain and suffering, all the immense joys that you felt. You are an epic being, living this life as best you can. We're gonna breathe into that now. Take it in, all the way in, all the way up. Squeeze it. Feel it. Feel your oxygen, your life force supercharging this intention of goodwill towards yourself. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May all your hopes and desires be realized. You want this for yourself, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you do. May you be at peace. May you be in a state of joy, of love, of compassion. Feel this feeling. Yes. Yes. Getting ready to release it all out there and let it go. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for doing the work. This style of breath has the power to open you up, to make you more receptive and pliant. And the meditation lays the groundwork for a new way of thinking, so that you can be a better person, so that you can positively affect everyone in your life around you. So thank you. Thank you for doing the work. And come to this breathwork practice anytime you want to cultivate this state. This is what it's all about.
Can't reach without me. Reach without me.